Their smile fell for a second, but then went back up. Yeah, but next year you'll be in 2A with me and the others, so let's just get through the last 3 months, okay? I thought I was making you promise something, nerd. He then ruffled Listener's hair, making them blush. Listener, we're going. And Ashbon Hothead yelled. In all honesty, Katsuki didn't really like the fact that they always kissed or hugged in front of the class. It only bothered 3 boys, Izuku, Shoto, and Katsuki. Mostly Katsuki out of the 3. Shoto and Izuku only got protective if other girls or boys flirted with them. They always acted like Listener was their sibling. Listener knew it and made nicknames for them. Shoto's was brother, Izuku's was the stepbrother, and Katsuki's was the sister. I mean, obviously Katsuki hated it, but he knew he acted like a girl sometimes. Hold on, Kat, they hollered back to him. He rolled his eyes and started walking up to them, but Izuku made it in time to grab Katsuki's shoulder. They won't be able to see each other for a week, Izuku whispered. But Bakugo, just listen to him, dude. Let them, Kirishima shouted, sliding down a window on the bus so he faced Katsuki. Ugh, fine. I'll miss you so much, Hitoshi. I love you, Listener cried, hugging Hitoshi, making sure to not let him go. He hugged them tighter and tighter, if that was even possible, and said, I know, but it's not like it's the last time we'll see each other. I know, but still, I can't even go 3 minutes without talking to you. Yeah, I know, he joked, trying to cheer them up. They let go of the hug and looked at him. Okay, that's it. Listener, come on, stop that lovey-dovey bullshit, Katsuki yelled, storming towards the couple. Listener looked at Hitoshi, seeing him smirk. Why are you mad, Katsuki? Oh, please not today. Mad? I'm the calmest out of... Suddenly, Katsuki stopped in his tracks, eyes turning all gray. The whole class gasped, but then started to laugh. Listener just smiled, smacking Katsuki's head so he would be able to move again. He blinked a couple times, before grabbing Hitoshi by his collar, trying to intimidate him, which didn't work. You what? Listener asked Katsuki, raising an eyebrow. They both looked at them, and then Katsuki let Hitoshi go. Thought so. Go back to the bus, boom boom boy. Shut up, he yelled, walking away and flipping them off. They laughed, turning back to their boyfriend. Okay, I need to go. I love you. I love you too, nerd. Their lips connected, Listener wrapping their arms around the boy and pulling him closer. They pulled away, not wanting to make everyone feel awkward. Listener smiled. Bye, cutie. They waved as they sprinted to the bus. Bye. The weird feeling in Hitoshi's stomach grew bigger as they walked away and got onto the bus. Cut it out, Hitoshi. They promised they'd be okay. And they don't lie, he whispered to himself, walking back to the school gates. Time skip. Hey Listener, do you want to come to the hot springs with us? All of the girls are going, Mina asked Listener, playing with her fingers. I think I'm good. I'm gonna head outside and find something to do, but thank you for the offer. Yeah, totally, have fun. She waved, walking on with the rest of the girls. Listener smiled and walked out the doors, heading out the camp. There was a grassy area that led to a forest. Perfect for training, they thought to themselves. Listener's point of view. I sprinted to the forest when a weird rock caught my eye. I laughed at my childish acts and picked it up, throwing it up but stopping it with my hand. My quirk, well, it's kinda weird. I can control things with my mind or hands, but while doing so my body has a red, glowing atmosphere, showing that I activated my quirk. But that really only happens when I use it in hardcore mode. If I'm just pulling something or someone towards me, nothing glows. I grabbed the rock once again, but stopped and threw it at a noise. Crunch. Ow, Listener, it's me, a familiar voice said. And me, a blunt voice repeated. I smiled. Oh, sorry, Izuku. Hi, Shoto. I waved, immediately going up to the both of them. Why are you guys here? I asked, making another rock go my way and picking it up. Oh, well, we didn't want to go into the hot springs. Shoto thought we would be alone. Hang out, Izuku explained, blushing when Shoto looked at him. Wow, Shoto, nice one. So you're in the woods all alone? I teased. Izuku turned red and Shoto just smiled a bit. I could say the same for you, Listener, Shoto chuckled. Well, I wanted to explore, but now I ran into you two lovebirds. Listener, why? He squeaked, moving away from Shoto. I'd appreciate it if you still wouldn't tell anyone, Shoto said with no tone in his voice. It's been 4 months since you two have been together, and I haven't told anyone yet. Your secret will die with me. Die? That's harsh. Well, yeah, but you never know. This sentence could be my last one, and I wouldn't know. That's why I'm so happy all the time. I try to take advantage of any time that I do have left, I explained, throwing a rock and it stopping midair. They both were silent. Wow, listener-chan, Shoto said, looking at the ground. I know, Shinso is so lucky to have a partner who's so... what's the word? Enthusiastic, Izuku agreed. I smiled and laughed at his comment. Well, I guess. Hey, do you guys want to play with me? Izuku, being the child he was, smiled very wide and nodded. Shoto also nodded along. Okay, grab a rock. We're gonna play pass, but we have to use our quirks. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself, okay? Okay. Geez, calm down, Izuku, Shoto said, grabbing his boyfriend's shoulders. I laughed and grabbed a rock. Let's go! The next day. Hitoshi, I'm sorry. Talk to me, you cutie. He rolled his eyes and looked up at the camera. Stop. You know I can't resist when you call me that. Then promise you won't get into trouble. But I wouldn't know. What if I just had to defend myself? Just make the damn promise, Katsuki yelled, getting off my bed and into the camera view. Hey, why are you in their room? Hitoshi questioned Kacchan. It isn't just their room, you idiot. Yeah, I share with the rest of the girls, but they're outside waiting for training to start. Then why isn't he outside? He is making sure you both don't go showing each other your nudity, he shouted back. Katsuki? Whatever, just go back to talking, I'll wait outside. I sighed, wishing they both got along. Maybe one day they would, but obviously not soon. Sorry, Hitoshi-kun. Anyways, I promise I won't, but if one of my friends gets hurt... I know. Just please, I can't stand you getting hurt in everything you do. You're too nice. I looked into the camera and sadness was in his eyes. Oh no, Hitoshi. I won't let you leave me, listener. I felt a tear slowly going down my cheek. I would never leave you, you know that. You're so stupid sometimes, you know. I joked, lightening the conversation. I saw him smile a bit and then chuckled. Well, you aren't too bright either. Then why do you call me nerd? He thought for a moment, opening his mouth, but no words came out. Fine, you got me there. I love you, you nerd. I love you too, eyebags. We both smiled like idiots. I waved goodbye, leaving the video call. I wrote a text saying, I'll text you first thing in the morning. I love you and don't forget it. Also, go to sleep. It's a school night. I quickly turned off my computer and left the room, wearing black leggings and a black hoodie. They both belonged to Hitoshi. Ugh, he lied. I mumbled to myself, thinking about Katsuki saying he would be outside. I left the building and went outside to see the whole class. Okay, we'll start now, I heard Aizawa say. Listener, your partner is Izuku. He'll explain everything since you were too busy talking to my son, I'm assuming. I blushed, looking down. Yeah, I was. Some of the students chuckled, and I just ignored them. I saw Izuku go towards me and smile. Okay, first off is Todoroki and Bakugo. Is that correct, Aizawa? Pixie Bob asked, which he nodded. Well, okay, you two, don't wet your pants. Huh? So, Izuku, what are we doing? Oh, right, Class 1B is scattered around the forest and they're gonna try to scare Class 1A using their quirks. If you get scared, you can just hold my hand. Oh, okay, I think I'm a bit braver than you, so if anything, you should be holding my hand. Hey, I'm just kidding with you, but I'm also saying that I'm right here if you need me, if you, crap your pants or something. Ugh, be quiet, listener. Time skip. Listener in Midoriya, your turn. Mr. Aizawa told us. I nodded and pushed Izuku into the forest with me. I could have walked, listener. You don't have to... What's up with the smoke? Smoke? I asked, looking at Izuku. He gestured his head and I looked. That's weird. It's blue? No one in the classes has blue fire. A scream was heard behind us. I quickly activated my quirk and turned around. Crap. Izuku, cover your mouth. This stuff is bad, I demanded, looking at the gas. What's going on? Everyone, the camp has been attacked by villains. Do not interfere, Mandalay told everyone, using her quirk to get into our head. I looked at Izuku and he looked at me. Listener, stay here, he yelled, running to his right. What, Izuku? I called out. Ugh, he better not die. Meanwhile, third person point of view. Bakugo, where is Listener? Shoto asked Katsuki. Doesn't look like I know, Katsuki yelled, grabbing Shoto's arm. Wait. All of a sudden, a long metal tooth-like figure stabbed the ground right in front of Katsuki. What? What the fuck? The boys looked up to see a man wrapped in a black mental hospital wrap-like thing, but whatever it was, it freaked the both of them out. Finally, I get to kill. The villain wobbled around, using his quirk to stab both of them in their arms. You son of a bitch, Katsuki yelled, letting off an explosion towards the villain. The name is Moonfish. Now try this, you brat, Moonfish screamed, closely stabbing both of the boys, but Shoto luckily used his ice to block. Well, this should be fun. Be quiet, Icy Hot. Listener's point of view. Listener, here. Listener, here. The girl in your class made you for these... Listener, here. The girl in your class made these for the gas. Quick, put it on, Tetsu spoke, running up to Listener. Listener nodded, grabbing the gas mask and putting it on their face. Where is everyone? I'm not sure. Everyone is scattered around. Pretty sure half of them are fighting villains. Listener's little grin broke into fear. What? I'm sorry, Tetsu. I need to go find someone. Please be safe, they said, hugging him, running to their left. Tetsu knew Listener was strong, so he didn't think twice about them getting seriously injured. Katsuki, damn it, where the hell are you guys? They screamed, running as fast as they could. They didn't know where they were running to, but they had to find a classmate as soon as possible. Ribbit? Ochako? Sue? Listener mumbled to themselves, running towards the voices. They stopped, seeing a girl with a high school uniform and an ugly costume, if you could call it. Hey! Listener screamed, activating their quirk to hardcore mode. A red atmosphere glowed around their figure. The high school girl looked at them, smiling. Listener took that opportunity to swing her body back and hit it against a tree. She fell to her knees, grunting while doing so. Well, isn't it the famous Listener, the nicest person of UA Academy? I heard a lot about you, and my best friend took a liking to you, don't you know? Listener gasped. Stop talking, Listener yelled, throwing her force up against her throat, making the girl choke. Get out of here, you two. Suno Chaku nodded and started running out of the scene. Wow, Listener-chan, isn't this fun? Two people just hanging out? The girl cheered. Brat, they yelled before letting the villain breathe. She choked and coughed, trying to stand up but failing. I'll let this slide, Listener, only because I respect you. But touch me like that again and I might have to stab you, okay? She cheered once again. Fear ran through Listener's eyes as they let out an airy breath and ran away. Psychopath! Listener screamed towards the girl running away. Mr. Aizawa, take Koda. I have to find Listener. Also, give a message to Mandalay for me. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to. Midoriya. I have to get them because I just left them there and now I remember that she's Midoriya. Izuku gasped at his unexpected tone. Aizawa shook his head and looked at the boy. Hurry, find them. Izuku gave a confident nod, sprinting away. Wait, what the hell was up with his arms? Aizawa thought, glimpsing at the green-haired boy running away. This kid.